What's up, riders? It's Nick and Mitch. Welcome back to the packed Pipeland competition. Today we're going to be your hosts, and we are so stoked to dive into all of these insane submissions from the park and competition, both created by the one and only Ian Hawk BMX.
We had 15 participants absolutely shredding it in the park, and let me tell you, it was very tough to narrow it down. But today we're bringing you the 3 best clips from each rider. Get ready, because these are the steeziest, most mind-blowing runs we've seen. Let's hit it.
All right, starting out the day with our first rider, Arabian R, hitting it hard on that side rail.
Yeah, and this is one of our first looks at the park that Ian Hawk created, and going up over the metal bearing and then coming down onto the ramp.
Bit of a hard landing on the front wheel there, but I mean, the steez points were absolutely there. I loved coming in hard, hitting that side bank on the rail. Great starting run.
And next up, we have Isn't Ethan going with a backflip on a very low jump and then boosting up onto the roof, bouncing on the front wheel, and then starting to ride away.
Oh, I love that little kiss. Heading up the wall, just so softly lands on top of the wall and then sends it down into the bowl. And on to Isn't Ethan's second one, taking it off the side of the chalet, through the tube, off the porch, and back down onto dry land.
I just love whenever they stop the bike on a dime, on a single wheel. And that was such a smooth ride up, and then going onto the roof and riding that wheelie all the way around and up.
Little no-hander double there to start this one off, getting through the snow. Not sure if those are snow tires or not. Doesn't look like it is affecting. Ethan sends it horizontal through the loop. Through the, what was that? Little building block, little children's toy floating in the air over there. Sample is stupid. The time is yours. The time is now. Hitting it hard, sending it down into the bowl. Huge, like 30-foot drop, and then absolutely launching off the wall over the other features into the wilderness, getting a little bit of greenery in that
Over
run.
on his second run, he's going to ride the wall horizontally, but then pop out of the top and land on the down ramp, hearing that brake squeak along that rubber. We do have a third clip, and he is starting over at the roof of the chalet, popping off of the window, just clipping the tree, landing down. He is cooking on this one.
Someone brought some rocket fuel to the party. Absolutely launching off of these features.
Yeah, and next up we have Matthias 7089 going along the railing once again, and then a smooth no-hand backflip over the ramp, landing down the other side. And on his second attempt, he's going to jump up onto the roof, come to a stop on that back wheel, backflip, tail whip off, and down onto the ground.
He almost didn't execute that tail whip. That was so close to the ground. Getting another quick little bonk on the rail there. I see you. Here we go. It's Black. Attack on the log rail, taking it the whole way around. Going to get a quick little 360 before we head up the next one. Taking it slow on a wheelie. Getting some trials features here onto the wheelie. Back down. That's a surgeon's run right there.
That's up to American Ninja level warrior is what I was about to say. Whatever. He's going back across it now, just pumping the bike as he's pulling off the wheelie, whips back down onto the ground.
I need to see the behind the scenes of that first clip to see how many takes that actually took. Might not be the flashiest run, but that is skill right there.
And on Black's next attempt, he's starting up on the roof, riding the front wheel, and then whipping down to the mega feature and hitting such a smooth transfer over to the pool.
How do you find the pool from the top of the roof? I mean, how do you find that line and go, oh yeah, I think that's what I'm going to hit? Just absolutely slamming it down, still enjoying a day at the pool. Black was taking no prisoners today, absolutely left nothing for anyone else.
Now over to Not a Drunk Driver, riding up the chimney, landing on the back wheel, and gonna sit there a little bit, check his text, maybe look at the other way, see which direction he wants to go, and then ride down on the roof. Now we're over to GBJ, who's gonna drop into the pool, super smooth, ride up the wall, and then, what?
Whoop, whoop. Gonna take a minute, little double tap up there on the hexagons. Sure, we're gonna go with hexagons and then back into the pool to close this one out. I mean, again, much like we've seen in a couple other clips, hitting that huge airtime and then just dink, right on top of one of the features, pause a little minute, and then continue on with your line. I also love how all these riders are using different features around the park. No two runs have been the same. A lot of different styles. I'm loving this.
They're finding the eye candy in the lines he can set up. Some of them finding weird ones like this with GBJ transferring over to, don't even know what to call that, a lot of spirals, but he's going to switch into first person for us before continuing to ride down. Not grind down, but ride down, taking insane precision.
Come on, in first person as well. Yeah, hitting so many of those speed boosts to get up to that really weird red feature of rings, whatever that was. And then, yeah, just pumping the brakes, taking their time. Unreal. I feel less than as a rider in this game. I feel not worthy.
All this do. He's building up some big speed for this third and final one. Getting just onto the roof with the front wheel, being able to flip around, come back down, no hands, lands on the same spot that he took off from.
Little no hand 360 to close this one out. JBJ absolutely taking the little launch and a kiss to a whole new level on this one. Axis starting with speed, gonna hit all of them. Oh, into the corkscrew! Mitch, we're into the corkscrew. First one of the night. Let's go.
You know, that's what we love to see, some knuckle huck action over the peak of the roof, just barely grazing it and then riding out nice and smooth.
Dude, that was dirty. All right, we're starting up on top of the porch on the chalet. We're going to hit the top of one of the walls, do a quick transfer where we head no-hander down into the gully, onto the red bar. What? Huh? Who? What? And we're going to skip the pool. I think that's the first rider that skipped that pool. Going to opt for a little beachside action. All right, third and final run, sending it up the side of the resort into another corkscrew, through the tube, down into the transfer on the wooden. It was a bit of a hard landing there, but the combo, the entire chain of tricks was just, that was right there. Access, putting it down.
Moving on to Luke, an easy name for us to say. He's going to ride onto the roof, but going backwards and spinning himself around on the ramp. Nice little whip. Huge front flip, landing on the roof. And he's going to start his second run on the roof as well, but riding over to that little U-shape, then landing in the pool backwards, but immediately going forwards.
A little break in the game. Hey, if it's in the game, it rides, right? Another one that we haven't seen yet, starting on the chimney of the chalet. It's Bloody Toast. Gonna take a quick little pause, watch some of the birds go by. Double stop, double fakie off of the kicker, into the speed boost, sending it into the woods. What are we gonna do? We're gonna keep it classy. We're gonna land, soak up a bit of the wilderness.
Technical, going over to his second one. He's going to jump into the makeshift hat pipe and then move over to the next one. Hit the loop, but pop out of it before with a huge transfer.
Yeah, I dig that. Using within the funnel in a way that it probably wasn't intended to be used, but that's the best part of this park that Ian Hawk BMX has created. All of this is a playground for these riders to use and abuse, come up with different custom lines. Bloody Toast is absolutely making the most of every single square inch of this park.
Now he's going to move over to start on the ground next to the chalet. Head over to this little loop feature that we saw, but he's going to ride it backwards this time. And then stop, touch the little circle, ride on through, and continue on to the smaller building.
I love all of these. Less is more. Sometimes less is more. Keeping it cozy, keeping it close to the chest, and just absolutely putting down a phenomenal run. Well done, Bloody Toast. I'm the one that usually mispronounces names on the channel, so I'm going to hit this one. It's Shrumble Me Teds. I think we're going to go with Shrumbles for short. Taking it to the house in the pool, starting on top of the wall, keeping it nice, riding that makeshift super pipe down into the tiles.
Yeah, Shrumbles had a beautiful barrel roll, which I, again, don't think I've really seen on the bikes yet, to drop down into the pool. Now we have a rider that we haven't heard of before, Qzid, starting in the pool and using those boost pads to build some insane speed, riding up to the top of the wall, stopping, leaning forward, full weight on that front wheel, going to the back, and then I think he tapped that wall. Going over to his second one, again, over to this little U shape, which hasn't been used a ton, and gonna stop with the front wheel, spin over to the back wheel, moving one of his signature tricks now, and then a beautiful spiral over.
Yes.
Switch over to the bike, hit these giant speed boosts.
Is that a biathlon moment there? Come on. Come on. Setting the bar there. Here comes Smoke. Let's see what Smoke can do. Okay. All right. Well, we're off to a start. Gonna take it from little hidden gem there on the chalet. Haven't seen that. Stomping it in the pool after some action on those big bollards.
Next, he's going over to the wooden balance beam, where again, a biker is taking it on by trying to ride a wheelie with some intense control on the controller, just pumping the wheel so slowly and trying to stay online.
See the power of Brett. Got the Brett's Burger jersey on, carrying him through that run, able to get through the finish line on the log run, and just skate away unscathed. Well done, Smoke. I wonder if this next rider is Higgs. Yeah, it's literally Higgs. Here we go. Sending it down the wall into the pool, up the speed boost. Gonna bonk that wall again. Where are we going? We're in another loop. All right, all right.
Yeah, using some nice tweaks on the bike too. Going not super crazy, but has a lot of that steez in there. We're over to Kenobi, who's got some insane speed to hit the circle and then rides through a loop once, lands on top of the loop-to-loop, hits the brakes, and then whips down, not to the ramp I thought he'd land on.
No, huge stall on the corkscrew there, sending it through the speed trap. Gonna hit again, bonks the undercarriage of that little tube that he started the run in. Yeah, there was a lot in that one. That was a tightly packed run.
Yeah, just kept upping the ante with a beautiful bonk. Now he's starting over at the little quarter pipes, half pipes. I'm going to get that wrong, but a huge transfer that we have not seen yet. And going to land down onto the snowbank, but backwards this time.
Here we go, 3 and out for Kenobi. Gonna do a little backy off of the deck, sending it off Big Blue, dropping in. Gonna hit the red feature on a stall. Now we're back into one of my favorite features. We're poolside once again, little airwalk, little kick out, and we're gonna end this one in the deep end.
It was so cool the way he stopped at the brakes. I love the squeak at the start, but then fell off of the feature. Not jump off of it, but kind of fell sideways into the pool.
Well done, Kenobi. Well done to all of our riders. I mean, come on, what a clip show. God, riders, that was absolutely insane. Every single one of those clips absolutely blew us away. You seriously all brought your A game today to the Pack Pipeland competition, and it was incredibly tough to pick our favorites.
But the time has come to crown our winners. The judges have made their decisions, and here are your podium finishers. In third place, Bloody Toast. You're taking home a pack of BMX and Riders Republic stickers, plus a copy of Riders Republic on the platform of your choice.
Second place is going to none other than JBJ. Jay, for your incredible riding today, you've won a Riders Republic belt bag and a copy of Riders Republic on a platform of your choice.
And in first place, we have Kenobi. Congratulations, Kenobi. You are the champion of the PAX Pipeland competition. You've earned a BMX shirt from Ian Hawk BMX's brand, along with a copy of Riders Republic on your platform of choice.
Hey, a huge thanks to everyone who participated, and especially to Ian Hawk BMX for creating such an epic park and contest. And a massive thank you again to Ian Hawk for having us host. Make sure you keep up with all of his awesome stuff going on his channel. If you want to check out more of our classic Steep and Riders Republic competitions, of course, you can head over to the Nick and Mitch channel for the Tartiflette games. Again, we absolutely loved watching all of your submissions today, and we can't wait to see what you do next. Stay stoked, riders. I'm Nick.
And I'm Mitch.
And we'll see yins on the slopes.